Well, we're coming up on another Valentine's Day, and you know what that means.
Another nationally celebrated day of consumerism?
No, it's that one special day of the year.
What about our anniversary?
No, the second special day.
Our birthday, or my birthday.
The third special day. We're coming up on the Valentine's Day, and it's like one of those days that, you know, you want to spend something, you want to do something nice for your significant other, but you really don't want to break the bank. So what are you going to do?
Well, here are 5 ideas that are free or cheap to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Once more into the fire.
It's important to understand your significant other before you make a choice on the best gift idea. For example,
¿Estás listo para el gran journey?
are they the romantic type?
Why is nothing ever clean in this house?
The things are never quite clean type. The fed up with everything type. Or are they the I only want things type? But before we get too far into this, you really can't hurt your chances by getting the old cliche flowers and chocolates. It's not too expensive. This is about 20 bucks. Emily and I don't have kids of our own, if you haven't noticed. But that doesn't mean it's not important to take some time to yourself every once in a while. And in this case, we think it's a good idea for you to spend some time with your significant other. Take some time apart from your children and figure out who you are together again. If not for the romancer, this is definitely for the people that just needed some time to relax. This is first on the list because if you do this one first, it'll make all the rest of them easy to do too. However, this one probably could cost the most as well. Obviously, this depends on who you can con into watching the kids for the evening. Just remember that Uncle Benny may not be your first choice.
Wait, pull my finger! Oh, come on now, pull my finger!
And if you pawn them off on Mom, be sure to remember her on Mother's Day. There's no range here that you can go wrong with, from the smallest things up to the biggest things. Just be sure if you're going to get only one thing, get the thing that they ask you to do the most. For example, maybe you should take out the trash. Or this is how your Valentine's Day could end up. What? Apart from that, I suggest finding the thing that takes the most time and effort. In many households, especially ones with kids, that's the laundry. Maybe you should put your efforts there, because it could definitely help a lot. Of all the things on this list, this is probably the most appreciated. And it's absolutely free, assuming you have everything you need to clean with. Emily and I love to cruise around in a car every once in a while. We just like to get out of the house and drive, but we don't always need some place to go. Maybe you could go to one of the places from our budget adventure video. Or maybe it's just nice to have a night out and go to dinner. Just remember that the reason you're trying to leave the house is because you need to get out every once in a while. It might be nice to be comfortable in your own home, but it also tends to remind us of the things that we have to be responsible for. Get out and forget that stuff for just a little bit. Remember why it is that you're together, and enjoy each other for a moment. And not just because a house payment or rent is easier to pay that way. Getting out and driving for a little while shouldn't be too expensive. It will cost you a little bit in gas. This is one of the best options for someone who's a little bit of all types. It gets them away from their problems for just a little bit and lets you two have time together. You can cook them dinner or cook it with them. Okay, so dinner isn't extremely romantic, unless you're cooking keto loaf. But it can be something that draws you together. Maybe there's a meal that they like, or maybe something they just really love. Maybe you guys are gonna watch a movie together and it's something that you guys like to maybe eat on while you're watching the movie. Take your time and figure out what's best to fix for them, especially if they're the one that usually ends up doing the cooking. Not only will they be happy that you fixed dinner for them, they'll be happy because the burden isn't on them to figure out what's for dinner. Sometimes Emily and I enjoy cooking together. Not only does it make it easier, but it's also a good time together. The range in this area can vary greatly, and if you've got the stuff in the fridge, it probably won't even cost you any money at all. I know I said that dinner isn't extremely romantic, but there are some people that get into that kind of thing. What? You're making pumpkin pie? You didn't put celery in it again, did you? As far as the other types though, it'll probably just be a big burden off their chest that you cooked dinner and they didn't have to. Just be sure that when you're done cooking, you clean the dishes up afterwards, because you don't want to leave a mess for them the next day. We often let ourselves go and maybe feel like it's unimportant to impress our significant other anymore. But it's important to take care of ourselves so that we can let the other person know that we still care about them as well. Going out of our way to make ourselves look interesting or pretty or handsome is a little way to say that we are still giving thanks to them. Do that thing with your hair that they love. As I was saying, fix your hair the way that they like. Is that how you like it?
Oh, sexy.
Get dressed up in your fanciest stuff. You don't just get dressed up for a night out. You can also get dressed up for a night in. Yeah, even if what you've got is a button-up t-shirt and some jeans that you've not worn in years. Maybe put that shirt on that they like a lot. Or maybe the sexiest thing you own is some pajamas. Put that on and flaunt it. Trim, shave, shower, deodorant, cologne or perfume. Whatever they like, just do it for them. They probably won't care what you look like if they're upset that you made a mess of the closet. This gift is almost always free for most people, assuming you still have those jeans in the closet somewhere. But unfortunately, it only appeals to a more romantic type. I don't think you can go wrong with any of these gift ideas. They're all cheap and some are free, but the best part is that you can do all of them. Regardless of the type of person, I don't think that anyone would get upset for you doing these gift ideas for them. But it doesn't hurt to have an idea in mind, to be thoughtful about what they like. The last thing that we suggest is for you to spend a lot of money on Valentine's Day. It's only one day a year, but it could potentially make the rest of your life pretty miserable.
How much does it cost?
So the diamond is a little over $7,000, but if you want it in a setting or a band, it's going to be about at least $550 more.
But didn't we just get you a ring last year?
Yeah, but this one's bigger.
The other person probably means a lot to you, but we don't suggest you jeopardize your life for one good evening. Despite what you've heard, diamonds aren't forever. They're only as long as your relationship lasts. And at this rate, if it's about diamonds, it probably won't last long if money is always a discussion. So what did you think? Do you have any good Valentine's Day ideas? Let us know in the comments below. If you know anybody that could use these ideas for Valentine's Day, click the share button below.